Hello and welcome to YouMethod. In this short video, we're going to be walking you through the 6 fundamental aspects of the software and giving you the basics on how to get started and get the most out of the YouMethod platform. So let's begin. Each time you sign into YouMethod, you'll be taken to the Look Inside page. On this page, you just want to take a moment and take stock of yourself. How is your mood? How is your state of mind? And your energy levels. So right now, if I just take quick stock of myself, I'm going to say my mood is pretty good. My state of mind is okay. And my energy level is also okay. The next thing I want to do is check to see if I'm experiencing any sources of joy. So for example, I'm performing an interesting activity and yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy. And I've got some self-confidence. So those things are giving me joy right now in this moment. Am I experiencing any pain? Well, I'm recording my voice in a video, so in a live demo, so maybe I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety and maybe a little fear or frustration that this is probably the 20th time that I've tried this demo, so I'll click those two. How about aversions? Is there anything that I don't want right now? Well, actually, no, it's fine. What about anything that I want? Let's say that I wanted some chocolate. And not only did I want chocolate, but I have the opportunity here now to say if I satisfied that craving or if I didn't satisfy the craving. Well, so happens I did satisfy the craving. And I'm just going to say I needed it to function normally in this circumstance. Now, after I finish my mood state energy level, my joy, pain, craving, and aversions, I can go down and I can actually put in a new story for today. It's snowing outside. And I can indicate whether it's a challenge or it's a victory. I'm just going to leave it as it is, that it's, crappy weather. Or if I didn't want to write a new story, I could also pick a recurring story here from the drop-down list, which is giving another demo. So I could select that as my story. So this means if there are recurring things in my life, I don't have to type them out each time. Once I've typed them in once, the software will save it and I can just indicate it over and over again if this is something that's a recurring theme in my life. So how about giving another demo, because that's actually why I feel the way I'm feeling right now. So there I filled out my Look Inside page and I'm going to click Accept. So once I've done that, I'm going to be brought to my acceptance and peace. Now, as you can see in this moment, I feel good. My mind is okay and my energy level is okay. What most gives me joy right now is the activity, happiness, and self-confidence. What most gives me pain is anxiety, fear, and frustration. And I really want chocolate. So as you can see, this is a little summary of everything that I put in on the previous page. Also, I've generated a simple psyche selfie in the process, which is a visual representation of my mood state and energy level. About 15 minutes ago, trying to do this demo previously, I had a slightly different mood state and energy level. And here, between those two data points, we already have a working graph for this day. From 138, between 138 and 152, there's already a change in my mood state and energy level. But the most important part of this page, at the top here, is my peace meter. So based on the answers which I gave on the previous page, I'm given a bearing out of 20. So here you can see the bearing is 10 out of 20, which is basically middle of the road. The point of the peace meter is for me to adjust higher or lower. How at peace am I with my bearing? If this is how I'm feeling right now, and this is what I'm experiencing right now, how okay am I with that? So I'm actually quite okay with being 10 out of 20, or just having a middle of the road kind of thing. So I'm at peace with that. So I'm going to drag my peace meter all the way up to, let's say, about I don't know, between 16 and 20 here. It's probably in the ballpark of around 18. So there, I've set my peace meter. I've reviewed my simple selfie psyche and in this moment. And if I go down, as I've shown earlier, I've seen my chart, but I can also see the stories that I've included, that I've written today, and the feelings that I've experienced, the joy, the pain. All of this is just, really, this is all today and my acceptance of it. So the next step is to go to tell. And in tell, this is my opportunity to tell more stories or to add details to the stories that I've already written. So here I've said giving another demo, and I've included that story twice today because I've tried giving it twice. If I click on details, I can add details to this story. If I want to, I can embellish the story. I can write all the technical details, the problems with technology, the frustration with live recordings, anything that I want, I can add to this story. But in addition, I can put in key thoughts. Now, key thoughts, you can think of it like keywords that I want to have included or associated with this story. For example, this one, technology can be difficult for me. That's a key thought. That's something that I experience. I can add that to this particular story. In addition, we can add pearls of wisdom that may be associated with that story. And here you can see that I've already added one, which is patience is a virtue. And that's very important when you're working on live recordings or doing demos of this type, because you will make a lot of mistakes and you will get very frustrated with yourself if you don't have patience. I have the option of adding people to my story, but in this particular case, I'm recording a demo, so they don't necessarily apply. So the next thing I can do is I can hit loot. And in loot, we're really talking about the value or the information, the data, the treasure that we can extract using YouMethod over time. So if I click on the map over here, and if I go back, let's say 6 months, or no, roughly 6 months, 4 months, and click Discover, you can see the changing mood state and energy level over that 6-month period. You can also see here the various sources of joy and pain. It has the functionality of a word cloud, which shows the higher number keywords get increase in size. We can also see the people that we've talked about the last few months, the challenges and victories, pearls of wisdom, and any key thoughts that we've been dealing with. So the loot page really is all about the self-observations and extracting the data, the experiences, and the tracking. So this is what in technical terms we call informatics. The ability to actually see inside of our psychology in these general ways, but extracting out the keywords and the key themes that are repeating themselves over and over. Associated with this idea of looting or gaining the treasure that's from our experience, we of course also have the log. And the log, this is where we go to access our stories. And the stories always have our very short titles or short tweets, which encapsulate the story, and they include the joy and pain, people, the keywords, pearls of wisdom, if you will. But we can also click on them to edit them and to also access embellished aspects of the story. So this is basically like reading our diary. And being able to read the diary, we have the final aspect of the YouMethod platform, which is hang with groups. You see all of our stories here, we have the opportunity to share. Hang with groups is where we go to read the stories and share the stories across YouMethod or across the groups that we are a member of. So for example, This is the universal wisdom, which is all members of YouMethod. And this shows their activity, their sources of joy and pain, their challenges and victories, the pearls of wisdom, and the key thoughts that they have shared. And we can also go to stories. And these are the stories that everyone on YouMethod has shared. And we can go through and search them by keywords, challenges and victories. For example, if we're suffering from anxiety and we don't want to feel alone, we can look for anxiety and click show. And now only those stories where anxiety plays a role are going to appear. So this is where we can turn to others for help without directly asking them to intervene or to comment on our stories. We can read what they've gone through and what they've experienced. And this goes to show us that we're not alone in what we're dealing with. We can very often will be able to find what others have experienced and also feel as though we're being listened to, because when we go through and read stories, we're reading other people's very real stories. So they're not alone either. And it's that strength in numbers aspect that we can achieve in the hang with groups without having any risk whatsoever of anyone trolling us or berating us or doing anything of the kind for sharing our stories. Because as you can see, the stories are 100% anonymous. There's no usernames, there's no names associated whatsoever, and there's no option for you to even like stories. This is not a positive or negative feedback mechanism like something like Facebook, where, as you know, Facebook is a magnet for trolls. This is not about that. This is simply about your opportunity to share with others, to get something off of your chest, to feel like you've been heard, and likewise for you to benefit from the experience and the expressions and sharing that others are doing on the system. And when it comes to groups, of course, it's not only a matter of you reading and sharing in the Universal Wisdom group, you can also join or create a group. And to create a group is very simple. You just put in a group name and create a group password. You can limit how many members there are, and you can distribute that password to the members, and they will be able to join that group. Likewise, to join a group, it's simply as easy as entering the group ID and entering the password and joining the group. So that, in a nutshell, is the YouMethod system. This, of course, is the online application, and our next step is to be able to provide you with an app for your smartphone and your tablet. So thanks for your time and attention. Bye-bye for now.